er Reulose?
Oder was er Reulose?
2 auf Sendung, oder?
Ja, 2.
Hello again.
Hello again.
Hello.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
And welcome to the Efficiency Tour 2017 live out of
from
Southern
the car.
Norway.
Yes.
Exactly.
Still in Norway. You might be thinking, why are these guys still in Norway? Well, Samuel, why are we still in Norway?
Because David does not want to drive any faster. I told him several times.
I mean, I love Norway, you know. That's how it is.
How long
No, but the real reason, it's just really big. Norway is huge.
Absolutely.
It's huge, you cannot imagine. It is huge.
So, let's talk
Some
about
updates.
important stuff. Here we are. I see the camera quality today is pretty amazing. Perfect. Now, Jesus Benito, hi.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes.
Welcome.
Hola, Jesus.
Hi. Welcome to the chat. What about the travel? We will talk
Yes.
about that very soon. We'll keep you updated. Now, so far, we have a total. Let me just get into my data so I can provide you with the real stuff. So far, we traveled
Each and every highway.
1,700. No, we traveled more, right? David, would you just give me the trip data? Und Linksfahrzeug? No, that's schon alles da. So far, we traveled 2,004 kilometers, 700 meters. Well, that's about to change in the next second, but who knows? With a total of 318 kilowatt hours consumed. So we are not really happy with the results so far, but we can explain why the, let's say, not optimal results have been achieved. We had really heavy headwind in Norway. We had really heavy rain. We had an issue with road construction and tunnel construction thing that stopped us for 45 minutes in the middle of the night. That delayed us for the ferry, so we had to take the next ferry, and all that kinds of stuff. You know, the famous ferry between the E6, the 10 or 15 minutes that you are on the boat.
Skarberget and
Yeah.
Skiboten.
Exactly. But right now, we are since 1.5 hours back on the calculated consumption and back on the expected values, because the weather is great, as you can see here. Weather is great.
Need my sunglasses again.
Yeah,
That's
David's
always
using
good.
sunglasses. You can see that already. That you know, when he's wearing sunglasses, thumbs up.
That's right.
Yeah. So right now we are like really on track, back on track. Let's say like that. We will leave Norway with an estimated 2 hours and 50 few minutes of charging. But first of all, that's about 10% over that what we expected, 10 to 12% above that what we expected, but we can explain why. Second, we have had 2 good superchargers, and we are currently running on a little, let's say that emergency electricity top. Means we are having more energy in the batteries than we calculated due to
Efficient charging.
and also due to less consumption. So I cannot tell you exactly how long we are going to stay on the supercharger, because that depends also on
The supercharger capacity.
Exactly. The charging capacity of a supercharger means I will not plug a supercharger of the car if I have 52% in the battery and the supercharger still charges in with the 118 kilowatts. Why should I plug that off? And so from so far we had one supercharger where we had to plug earlier, take the the plug out earlier because the capacity fell below 106, and we had the minimum capacity for the leg achieved. So we just plugged it out and went away. It was the only one. All the other superchargers worked pretty well, and we were always able to charge more than we actually needed with a speed that was much higher than we expected. So right now our supercharger average charging capacity is far above 110. Okay, far above. It's not at 120, you know that, because the fastest that we've ever been charged was 119 kilowatts.
That's right.
But it's well above 110, means in the area, depending on the next charge, could end a little bit, but so far we are well above 110. We will give you numbers, more accurate numbers, the more we get into the trip, because we don't want to feed you numbers and make you go crazy and all that kind of stuff, because you never know what happens, right? That was also with the thing when we started in at Nordkapp. We were pretty optimistic about the weather and the wind conditions. Everything was awesome, everything was fine, and 1.5 hours later, disaster, right? So we don't want to feed you with numbers that are not that are without any means, because, well, we are still only 1/3 into this journey. Okay, so 2/3 of what we have so far are still to come. So there's a long journey, and you only, like, it's only over when the fat lady sings, right? So you know that one.
I don't know that one.
You didn't?
No.
It's over when the fat lady sings. A friend of mine in my internship at Audi always told me that, Samuel, calm down. It's over when the fat lady sings. So how are all the other things going? No more worries with temperature. We had temperature issues on the car due to energy efficiency, meaning, like, you can ask our friends from Team Electrified, they know it as well. You try not to put on a heater, you try not to put on air condition, because that is consuming hour by hour by hour. So the problem was then that we started with a pretty normal and well tempered 11 degrees, and we fell down to 7 partially.
Yes.
So the air that came into the car was pretty cold, and then we had the problem that due to the heavy rain, our windows started to become foggy, right? So we had to put more air in, and yeah. Jesus is asking, how many days are you going to travel, and what is the route? I will post you the link down there. You can click on that, and you have all the information you need, and it's all in English. It's www.efficiencytour.com. So if you go there, Jesus, you will have all the things that you need. You can even see where we are going to be next, like the schedule of charging, and you can see where we are right now. So we have also live tracking available for you. Well, every other thing is great so far. We had a little issue with the camera on a charging process. The camera just hang itself up, or it trade, and it freezed, and we couldn't film the whole charging process, so we had to come in with a second camera and take it over. So don't worry if there is one charging documentation that will not be complete. It couldn't be done else due to technical difficulties, but anyway, we've documented everything according to the rules, so there won't be any problem. The documentation that we do of the charging procedure is additionally to that what we have to do, because we want people to see pretty clear what we are doing. We want people to see pretty well what our strategy is, and because next year when we are going to do this tour again with maybe 5, 6, 7 or 10 cars, we want that people that want to join a journey like that, go on an adventure like that, have the possibility to know what it's all about, what points to focus on, and to be competitive, and to get into electric driving. I also have to say, Roberto here, of our dear friend, he is a pilot like I was when I came to electric driving. This means only 8 cylinders full throttle, better 12 cylinders, and if it consumes more than 30 liters 100 kilometers, even better.
Pedal to the metal.
Yeah, pedal to the metal, baby. And but right now we've seen him become really detailed about efficient driving.
Take every watt of efficiency that's in
squeeze
this car
everything
and
out of the
squeeze
car.
it out.
Exactly.
Very nice.
And it's really amazing to see when you have all the statistics in the cockpit and you have your calculations and all these Excel sheets and all that kinds of stuff. It's really amazing to see how you develop into an efficient driver. So that is really funny. Now you have to bear with us. We will be at the next supercharger in 1.1 kilometers, and we have to charge a little bit in
2 minutes.
In 2 minutes, but we will keep you on the live stream, right? So you will probably see us walking around and recording a little bit stuff, but we have to do this charge, otherwise we can't continue our travel. And we are also delayed due to the issue with the tunnel in the night, due to the issue with the one supercharger we had in Alfdal. No, it wasn't Alfdal, it was another one where yeah, everything was occupied there. We had to wait for 15 minutes, and so we are getting a little bit delayed. Right now we are delayed round about 2.5 to 3 hours behind normal schedule, but no worries, that's okay. We take that into consideration. And right now we are arriving at the Scandic Hotel here in Elversum. So if you want to know, the supercharger Elversum is to be found on Google Maps. You can also look up on our website efficiencytour.com, and you can see where we are right now. We are going to make this charge. Just let me get the numbers here so we know what we need, the minimum. Elversum, here we are. Okay, this is going to be a short stint. It will be a stint of only 76.9 kilometers. So we know that the minimum requirement is actually almost there, but more is better if it's fast, right? That's the thing. So as David drives to the supercharger, let's take 2A. As David drives there, you will see us loading. Riani, just checking in, probably missed the answer. Are you still able to break the record? Riani, wait a second.
Bless you.
Hey.
Thank you. Are we still able to break the world record? David, would you answer this question, please?
Well, we are ready for the world record.
We will be able to crack that record. So we still have all the chances. What is that, Dave?
I'm sorry guys, I didn't park nice, but
Aber das ist drin.
Ja, wir nehmen mit raus, oder?
Okay, Roberto just decided we take you with us. So, since the Tesla doesn't use fuel, do all y'all have any travel costs at all? No. That's the nice thing. Travel costs, zero. No travel costs at all. Let me just...
Because no hotel.
Yeah, not only no hotel, but also... David, did you... Is on. Just bear with us a second.
Komm, ich nehm's. Wo ist die GoPro?
Halte das rein und sag irgendwas Schönes.
Wo ist die GoPro?
Wo ist die GoPro? Hier. That one, David.
Oh. Scheiße. Ich bin auf den Punkt gekommen. Mach mal nochmal. Schnell, 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 schnell.
There we are.
I hold.
Okay, trip. Yeah. 167.8. Yeah. So 19.9. 40. Yeah. Arrive time. 19:45.
36.
And trip kilowatt hours.
Yes, 19.9.
Battery arrival.
36.
Good. Got your cell phone?
Yep.
Okay, guys. So wait, this camera's not in place. Is this timer or is it a stopwatch? What is it? Looks different. Okay, reset.
Yeah.
Okay, reset. So now, wait a second. Here we are. This is the setup for a charge. You are live on it. So we will count now down. When Roberto goes into the charge and you hear the clack, then we start and the time, and we have to, as a control, we always have the video. So we can afterwards always track the time again. So now we go 3, 2, 1, put it in. Time is running. And now we have up here, you can see the car will take about 35 seconds to boot. That means that it will take 35 seconds to load totally up. You see now you go to 10, then it goes back down. That's the supercharger procedure. And now we speed all the way up. Hopefully we speed all the way up to 116 kilowatts. In the beginning, 116 should be there, 117 maybe. And this one stops already at 114. So this one, 15, 114, 115. Okay, so 115. As this supercharger is an add-on. We actually don't really need to stop, but if we don't, we get into a range with the battery that will probably put us into a range where we cannot initially go up to 140, 116 kilowatts. So we rather take a short stop and put in what there is. Now it's 116. Now I see it went up to 116, so that's all okay. We will now be here and wait until we drop down to 112, and out of 112 we will just plug it off
5 minutes ago.
and go. So this will probably be it's just running to the toilet because we don't want to lose any additional time. There we are. Back again. Wait a second, Roberto. Here's the thing. Yeah, we got it. Exactly. Okay. Everything is going fine so far. Roberto has the watch saying now 2:04. Hold it in the camera for every once in a while. And I keep then saying stuff like, let me put it like this. Now, supercharger Elversum in the charge, 2 minutes 15 seconds, still loading on 116 kilowatts, and to have it all on the video log. We have to document everything: arriving time, leaving time, charging time, kilowatt hours consumed, kilowatt hours predicted, kilowatt hours whatever, all that kinds of stuff. So it's a whole book that we are having about our, see that there in the back, that papers there, can you see it here? It's crazy. And I also have 2 Excel sheets with me that are doing calculations all the time to keep a track of where we are and what we still need. So still on 115 so far. Awesome. 5 kilowatt hours are in there. You always, you don't want to go for 1 kilowatt hour or 2. Why? Because it takes the boot time of 35 seconds. So you also have to take into your consideration that you don't want the boot time to kill your average, right? You cannot go and say, okay, let's charge 1 kilowatt hour because I load fast or charge fast, and then go to the next one, charge another kilowatt hour. That would change your rate dramatically, because if you would only load with 115 kilowatts, for example, for 1 minute, and you have a 35-second booting time until the supercharger is up there, you would lose more than 50% of your efficiency. So that's something we don't want to do. So we want to have our charging stops always in a way that we say the minimum time is this and that. You can calculate that on EXO. With the booting time, you always keep an update, like to calculate in perfect average. On every charge, you make a documentary about how much time it needs to go all the way up. And then you get a feeling and a calculation as well. So what you can do about this. Now we are into the charge 114 kilowatts. This means that we will, let me see, 7 kilowatt hours, pretty well. We will charge, I guess, for another 2 to 3 minutes, and then this thing is done. Right now, so far, we are 4 minutes and 30 seconds in the charge. Keep that here. Hold it in the camera. See that here? So far, yes, still stable on 114. It's pretty well. David's coming back. See here. Actually, a pretty beautiful spot. You might notice it from the first time when we were here. We took the drone in the air. It's a nice way of Norway to say goodbye, right?
Still need one stop. One or two? One, right?
Just one.
One or two, or maybe in Norway. I don't know. So I have to.
At least one.
Okay, guys, 114 stable. Going now for the 10th kilowatt hour. Hope you can see that a little bit. It's pretty well. That keeps your average up. That keeps your average up. That's pretty well. 5:44 into the charge so far, and now you can do a little sport.
Yeah.
Like this brother. And Roberto does the, see that? This is called the Italian dance. This is the Dutch dance. You want to see Dutch dance? David, what are you going for?
The world record. Here to get it.
Let's keep the car in mind. Okay, 114 dropping to 113. Still, I guess 1 or 2 minutes to go. We have 11 kilowatt.
At 112?
At 112 we will plug it out. 47%, pretty awesome. We are on a nice cruise. Charging time so far 6:43. It's dropping down to 112 now. 25%. Oh, this is good. We will still charge pretty well above 100. So it's easy, easy, easy. Okie dokie. 7:11 in the charge so far. It's all okay. $112 still. We will soon plug it. Even though it's only a short stint, but still. %. Now it's dropping. Okay, we plug it off. 4, 3, 2, 1, plug. Charging time 8:30. Get it in the books. And
8 minutes, 9 seconds.
David's finishing the camera right now. And I will do the numbers into my sheets. David time was? David time?
8:09:33.
33. We stopped charging at 7:57.
7:57, that's right.
Is
50%.
49. 50%. That means we charged 14 kilowatt hours. Batteries on 50%. Leaving time will be 8 o'clock directly. This is in 3 minutes. And we will sign all that stuff yet. Put it into the sheet to calculate all that stuff. And I will be editing videos for you, because we have a few funny scenes and also beautiful stuff here. David, would you mind to put the
C.
We are next one is Eisvollwerk. Yeah.
Eisvollwerk.
Exactly. And after that we go into a longer stint. So put him back there in front. Let me just do the closing shot of the day here.
Shit. Ja, sind wir wieder.
What's up?
There was a phone call. It's alright.
Phone call of who?
Someone. We'll see you later.
Are we back on?
We're live. We're live. So guys, that was a supercharger stop. Pretty interesting, huh? Some serious business. It's almost like a pit stop from Formula 1. At least that's what it will be one day.
Without changing the tires.
No tires changed. No, that's not necessary. It's more like an endurance trip. The drivers get some rest. Well, not rest, but yeah, you can step out of the car. And especially the whole charging sequence of plugging in, stopwatch, filming. It needs to be. You don't want to lose too much time either. So we do all that first, and then after that we have a little break. While it's charging, we can go where we need to go and get ready for the next trip. So I saw someone was calling. I will head back. 1 second. Sorry? Yep. I just got out of the car. Are you? Yep, sure. Yeah. So we're right now at the supercharger store. So are you live? Are you watching us? All right. Well, we're driving off now, so then we talk on them. Awesome.
So there we are.
Yep, it is 57 minutes to Eidsvoll. Well, let me see. We are 3 and then E3 and then E6. At E6 at Tangen. That's right. All right. Talk to you later. Yeah, I think so. Well, let's talk on the stream. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye. Yeah, exactly. Bye bye. Put that back in here.
Okay.
So. All right, back on track.
Back on track. So right now, let me see here. 167.8. Now I put all the numbers in my Excel sheet, and then I do all the calculations. I try to see whether my calculations I predict are good or not, if we drive efficient on what we do, if it makes sense, all that kinds of stuff, and if we can optimize certain things. So this whole thing is like, I have to say, I really underestimated a little bit the part that comes into the editing and let's say digital engineering, because this is really, it's a huge playbook if you follow all the stuff, but it's also a lot of fun. And now I can understand why, for example, Formula 1 teams and also racing teams, they have these large crowds of people that do all the stuff in the background, because there's really a lot of information that you have to take care of to really get great results.
Definitely. So, just another little thing. One of our friends just called us, and they had the great idea to visit us at a supercharger. And so, Jason, I don't know if you're watching right now, or I just talked to you. We're very happy that you had that idea to meet us.
Yeah.
And
oh yeah,
very, very happy also to see that yeah, you're willing to help us out. I mean, you were asking like, hey, what would you need? And well, food is always good on such a trip, and so what you've done is really cool. So
yeah,
basically,
thank you so much.
what Jason did is like he packed a whole bunch of lunch and good stuff for us on the road, in order for us to enjoy a nice meal here on the road. So unfortunately, he could himself not make it to the stop itself.
But you should have seen the video. He
Yeah.
sent us a video with what he did, prepared for us, and we are already mouth-watering
Oh,
in
yeah.
the car.
Already like hungry.
And he even and that is the most, you know what the top of the, like the really best part of all that is, he also brought a bottle of alcohol-free wine
For Roberto.
for the sommelier Roberto.
I never drank that.
So
First time
that's
for
really
everything.
amazing. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's
Thank you.
really,
Yeah.
it's really cool. It's really
Thank you
cool.
so much.
This
So
is
we-
like really absolutely amazing.
So we might, we can talk later about that, but we might even share that video.
Yeah,
And,
we will make a video about what we get,
Exactly.
and we will share it on the channel as well.
That's right.
Because that is really awesome. Like,
Nice support. It's
Yeah, absolutely.
feels really good.
yeah,
Feels really good.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So that is those are the nice things along this trip.
yeah. You will like. I hope we can download the video from WhatsApp as well. I have it on my WhatsApp. I can download it and even put it in the video that we will load up for a thank you video for Jason, because like this video is about, I guess it's 8 or 9 minutes long, and he starts counting off all the things that he has put in the bag, and this is really amazing. Like, you just sit there and say like, oh, I want to take, oh, that one, oh, I want to have, what about, oh, wow, and still, oh, and hummus as well, wow, and lettuce, oh, and a knife even. Great.
Yeah, it's
So,
really good.
Is it live?
Yeah, that's even maybe some others can be inspired to outdo me. Jason, absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thumbs up. Big
Good
You're
thumbs up.
always
ideas.
invited to Germany.
Yeah, Roberto said
Yeah.
if you
Yeah,
want to
come
come
to
to
my
Germany,
house.
yeah, Roberto will invite you, cook for you. He's an excellent chef.
No.
He is.
But I cook for you. I try to.
He has Italian blood, so
Yeah, Italian blood.
it must be good.
There will be a great pasta, all that
That's
kinds of
right.
stuff. Well, now let's answer some questions. We have a question from Mark. Mark is asking, is the charging capacity in any dependence of the daytime? We cannot say that yet. We have a thought that maybe the electricity network
Yeah.
depends also.
Yeah.
The weekend.
Because we have to say, so far the best superchargers we met were in the north of Norway,
Yeah.
and there is not much but a few electricity lines and a few houses, and those chargers were really amazing. They went through with 118 kilowatts up to
119.
Hi, Johnny.
Yeah. up to 50, up to 58, no, 56%. So that's really amazing. So if you don't see a lack of performance, like up to 56, 57, 58%, that is a supercharger you want to have.
Yep.
The other one that we had that was not that good started to drop down to 106 kilowatts
which was Monday morning early, remember?
Yeah.
Monday morning, Tuesday. Monday morning.
No, Monday morning.
Yeah, this
That's
morning
to do
early.
with the daytime. I
Exactly.
think.
So that's we had some thought might be related to the day to the
yeah, exactly.
time
Could
of day.
be, but this supercharger really dropped down to 106 kilowatts at 42 or 43% after we charged it. Yeah. Oh, by the way, this here is an elk cruising point. So let's keep the eyes open.
Oh yeah, update if you have seen it already on the website, the live statistics on the website.
The elks are not covered there, only reindeers.
Oh, reindeers,
Yeah,
all right.
change the
Well,
view, huh?
a change of statistics in there to add some salt to it. We saw 2 elk on our trip so far.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
2 times a moose or
Big
an elk.
ones.
Very big. One of them was right in front of us on the road.
David got really scared.
My heart was in my throat, I tell you that. I mean, you don't want to brake full on, you know? You don't want to waste energy there.
Jason is asking, does the electricity cost anything at the superchargers? Now, this is not a question that is that easy to answer because it varies. There are several models. There are cars that were ordered until January 15th, 2017. Those cars came from Tesla with a supercharger flat rate attached to the car. Meaning, if you sell the car, for example, my Tesla that I have, my Tesla has a supercharger flat rate attached to the car. Means like if I want to sell my car to Roberto, for example, Roberto would automatically receive the supercharger flat rate because it's attached to the car.
Which means the flat rate, it's just completely free. No charging cost involved.
Oh yeah, exactly. Sorry, yeah, absolutely. A flat rate means it's free. Absolutely no.
And how much
nothing
would
to pay.
it cost if you have to buy it?
Now I get to that point. Good point, Roberto. I get to that point soon. Now, after the January 15th, Tesla said there is no supercharger flat rate anymore. You will have to pay. So I actually wanted to buy this car in January or by the end of December. I said I want to have a 100D because I have a 90D. Okay, 90D means a little bit smaller battery, not much, but a little bit smaller. But you feel a difference. I wanted to have a 100D. Tesla said to me, you can have a 100D, but if you get a 100D, we won't provide you anymore.
Into nature here.
We will wait until we have, network is getting a little bit better right now.
So I'll put that one here.
That's why
Yeah, now, okay, we're back on. Pretty well. Now, those cars that were ordered after January 15th, they actually have to pay for the superchargers. And we can see that because this one here is a car that actually was prepared for this. So this car was meant to pay on superchargers. So there's a little, when you charge, there's a little window there telling you what the cost would be. It's always on 0 because this is a Tesla car, but you would have to pay for that, for the supercharger there. But then a few weeks later, Tesla came up with a recommendation program, and they have a recommendation program that is really interesting because Tesla does not give any discount to anybody. Okay, the car price is the car price, and if you want to buy it, you can buy the car. And if you don't want to pay that, and you start negotiating with your salesperson there, they will laugh at your face and say like, buy somewhere else. Tesla doesn't give any discounts. So what you can do is you get a referral link. For example, you look below our YouTube videos. There's a referral link of mine. So if anybody wants to buy a Tesla here, they can click on that link, configure their Tesla, and they will get $1,000 off the price of their model, 1,000 euros, whatever currency they ordered in. They will go 50. And so, additionally to that, there is also, when you buy a car with a referral link, you get the supercharger flat rate. You cannot get it now for free. Like, you have to have a referral link to give that supercharger flat rate to somebody else, right? And this supercharger flat rate is only for the time of ownership. That means, for example, Roberto will wants to buy a Tesla, and he gets a referral link of mine, and I give it to him, and he says, okay, I go buy the car. First thing, he gets $1,000 discount. Second, he gets the supercharger flat rate. But if he sells the car to somebody else later, this guy won't have a supercharger flat rate anymore. It's to his ownership that the supercharger flat rate is given.
Belongs to the car always.
Yeah, exactly. So there are two different cars out there. One with a supercharger flat rate included. Those are the cars that were ordered until January 15th, 2017. And the cars without the supercharger flat rate, and only persons having a supercharger flat rate by recommendation. Okay? So that's what there's to say about the cost. The costs differ. Well, the costs, they differ from country to country. In Germany, it is for every minute that you charge above 100 kilowatts, it's 34 cents a minute. And for every minute that you charge below 100 kilowatts, it's 17 cents a minute. It's a little bit cheaper than the prices in the market are, but I don't think that anybody, like only very few people have cars that make them pay on the supercharger. Almost everybody gets a referral link because it's far too attractive. You can find them on the internet everywhere, and you get so much discount for it. So I guess there's nobody driving around with a Tesla not having a supercharger flat rate or didn't use a referral link. So, and if there are, in the subscription below the video, there's a referral link. You can use mine. So, Elena is asking, what about sleep? Yeah, sleep went pretty well. David had a good night's sleep of 5 hours again, or 6 hours, 5 hours, 5.5 hours.
Yep. And as Samuel already said, I can sleep anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And he had a power nap also shortly before the change. Roberto did a good sleep as well.
I think twice, 2 hours.
2 hours twice.
Yeah.
So that's pretty more than a good Italian man needs. So no problems given. I had the night shift, and I slept for 1 hour and 2.5 hours or something like that. Is that right, guys? Or am I telling any stuff? Something like that?
Yep.
Yeah. I have to say that sure, that's far too little, and maybe it will catch back onto us during the next days. But so far, things that are happening and all that kinds of stuff that's happening around us is so excited that we are just I don't know, we are just awake. Like it's an exciting thing going on, and you feel that you are going for world record, and we know a little bit more about statistics and numbers already that we are going towards, and we made some calculations, and we know where we can arrive by the end of the day, and this makes us really excited. But we cannot say sorry guys, we cannot talk about it yet because it's still such a long way till there, and we don't want to make people nervous, and we don't want to say anything stupid. So we bear with us. Thank you for your understanding that we won't talk about any numbers, precise numbers yet. We will start talking about precise numbers I guess by tomorrow, Wednesday morning, when we are around about northern of Spain, arriving like southern France, then we will start talking about numbers and predictions. Because if it all works out, it can be awesome. It can be a very good world record. If nothing works out, we can even lose the world record. If everything works out more or less, we could be shortly below the world record. Nobody knows that. So there's only speculation going on so far, a little bit math, a little bit prediction. We don't want to talk about that stuff yet. Don't make anybody nervous, or don't share information that are not true. So bear with us for that, and thank you very much for your understanding on that one. But shortly you will see more. You can also, and that's what's easy, you can also follow us on efficiencytour.com. There are all the charging summaries updated. The last stop is not online yet. We will put it online, and then you will see all the kinds of information that you need. Where did the navigation system lead us, man? It's a shortcut. You see that? It's a shortcut. Well, the navigation system just. I
think I missed one.
Yeah, I think so.
What did you miss?
I missed one exit.
You missed an exit. Okay.
But it's.
Yeah, it's no problem.
It reconfigured it.
Exactly.
We'll get that.
Not bad.
No, not bad at all. Okay, now we are on a little, like, David, change the camera. We just changed the route by accident.
We have the touristic route right now.
The touristic route. Many, what is that here? Farmers and horse riding places, and yeah. You can see now, when you follow us on efficiencytour.com, you can see now that we are traveling on a small little street.
Country road.
Yeah, country road.
Take me home.
Take me home.
Virginia.
Jason says, thanks for the detailed and nice answer. No problem, Jason. You give us food, we give you answers. It's a good deal. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, Elena, we answered that question. Let me see. Jason, Elijah, how often does a Tesla need to take? Oh, Elijah. Sorry, I just did not recognize or did not see that question here. How often does the Tesla need to be taken in for maintenance? That's a good point.
Good
yeah, because
point.
I can answer it pretty well because I know about it. Normally Tesla recommends that you come in every 20,000 kilometers, and that's a good thing when you're driving it like a normal person would do. But 20,000 kilometers for me would mean that the car is in a Tesla service center every 8 weeks. So the guys say also at Tesla say, Samuel, this makes no sense. They say there are mandatory service exhibitions that you have to take in, and that are at every 100,000 kilometers. That is what you have to attend. Everything in between is on free will. So that means if you go in 20, 40, 60, 80, that's, you can do that, you don't have to do that. So the Tesla guys also told me that I should come in only every 100,000 kilometers. If there's something that's with the car, like I recognize something or something is breaking or whatever, and it's a warranty issue, I get my car in early, of course. But normally this car has to go.
Explain, please. The brakes are.
Oh yeah.
During much longer.
Okay, yeah. Of course, Robert. That's a good point. Yeah, and also you don't have to. Why? Now some of you might say, well, 100,000 kilometers. What about my brakes? My brakes if my brakes don't make it so far. Well, Tesla, and that's one of the best points with the Tesla. Tesla brakes. As a Tesla driver, you always brake, almost always brake with a recovery of energy. That means if the throttle of a Tesla is a little bit different to the throttle of a normal car. If you will sit the first time in a Tesla, you will probably go like this and that.
Yes.
Because
you have to get used to it.
You have to get used to it, because if you take your foot off the throttle, the car will start regenerating energy and take off speed with up to 60 kilowatts. So you will have a middle strong braking effect, and this is absolutely sufficient that in cities or while driving normally you won't need the brakes at all. So far on this journey with the 2,000 kilometers that we have, we had 2 or 3 accidental brakes by the autopilot, where the autopilot recognized something and categorized it as danger and braked it and used the brakes, but it was not. And there was 1 or 2 situations where a car in front of us did a sharp brake and we had to push the brakes also. But the rest of those 2,000 kilometers, the brakes are only on standby.
That's
we
right.
don't use the
They're
brakes
not
at all.
touched. That's right.
And that's also what we try to do, because if you use the brakes, what happens is energy is being transformed into heat and goes off, blows away. You don't want that.
That's right.
You want the energy to go back into the battery. So you will use the electronic brake as much as you can, and that's 99% of the situations on a normal road.
Yeah, and so what is really interesting with that, to make that practical, is that it really works both for the braking. I mean, you don't use the brakes a lot, so you don't need maintenance of that. But it also, the regenerating really works because it actually really does charge the battery. We narrow it down to percentages of arrival, when we arrive, and how much percentage the battery will have then. And what we see is sometimes just before we arrive, we still have some downhill parts, and what we see is the battery is actually charging a percentage up. You know, that it predicts, okay, we have 1 more percentage in the battery than it would have normally without that downhill part.
Exactly.
So it really works.
For example, you have a prediction and you have a lifetime. We have a graphic here on the car, and we can see the actual battery load and the estimated battery load that is calculated in the beginning. And then there's a difference in between what our driving the way of how we drive the car influences on that graphic. And then normally, if you do it pretty well, the load of the battery at the destination point is going up and up and up and up and up. So sometimes it's really funny. You see there's 21% left in the battery, and you're shortly before your destination point, and you are on a hill, on a mountain, and your destination point is in the valley. And then the graphic tells you that you have now 21% in the battery, but when you arrive will be 23. And you say like, oh wow, that's cool. And then you go all the way downhill, and you see the car is regenerating the braking energy, the energy that other cars just blow out in the air, gets back in the battery, and you get actually recharged on going downhill. So that's pretty amazing. And so, coming back to the initial point, while trying to catch the fly that's here in here, coming back to the initial point, the brakes of Tesla hold up to 300,000 kilometers. And I also have spoken to a friend of mine, Hans-Jürgen Eberhard Freiherr von Gemmingen Nordhorn. He's a Tesla, the Tesla customer.
So that's a mouthful.
Yeah, that's such a name. Like, you see now why we use widescreen? It's such a name here. Such a No, but he's a really cool guy, and he is the customer of Tesla with the most kilometers on his Tesla, and he has driven more than 500,000 kilometers with his car. And he says on the back wheels, on the axle of the back axle, he still has the first braking discs on. So that is amazing. That is amazing. He changed braking discs in the front, but on the back wheels, he still have the first braking discs on. 500,000 kilometers. And also Tesla recommends to change the brakes after 250 to 3,000 kilometers due to quality issues, because they say you use the brakes not very often, and they are expelled. No, not expelled. Ausgesetzt.
Made to be used.
No, not made to be used. They're ausgesetzt.
Expanded.
What?
Expanded.
Expanded to rain and water. So expanded? No, it's not expanded.
Exposed.
Exposed. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. Sometimes it's difficult to find the right words.
Right.
They're exposed to all the kind that happen, to all that goes around on the streets. Rain, salty water. What else? Dirt and whatever. I don't know what. So those the braking system, after a certain time, the quality of the Bremsbeleg. Let me find that word now. I will have to find that word to keep
braking pads.
Braking pads. Thank you. We're far too.
I know some German.
The braking pads, exactly. The braking pads have to be changed, but due to quality issues, not due to usage, right?
And what about the other parts of a car that normally needs to get interchanged?
Come again?
So what other types of maintenance that on a normal car would have to get exchanged? Like
all the other. Yeah.
How about the engine?
The engine would hold, like Tesla in the beginning said, the engine would hold up to 1 or 2 million kilometers. Right now I talked to Freiherr, to Hans-Jürgen von Gemmingen Nordhorn about this. And he said also that he had the issue because he has one of the first generation cars. He says that they changed the engine already twice because it starts to whistle, like louder and louder. But Tesla gives 8 years of warranty without kilometer limit on the whole driving unit.
Drivetrain.
Okay. Yeah, on a drivetrain. So that means that if there's anything with those engines, they will just change it. And it's also for them not really expensive because the engine of the Tesla is a system that's engine of the Tesla is a system that consists out of 12 parts. So for them, I guess it's not that expensive to change that unit if it's broken. But
compare that to a combustion engine.
Yeah, you cannot compare it. You don't have to make any comparison because you don't compare it.
So, but the maintenance is very different, definitely.
Yeah. And what are the maintenance costs? I can only tell about the Swiss maintenance costs because that's the only maintenance I ever had so far. When I got my car in for the 20,000 kilometer checkup until I discovered that it's stupid. There were 490 francs. That is round about 450 euros. All the other costs of the car are minimal. Like there's nothing. You don't pay for energy, except you load it at home. What we don't do. You don't pay for. You don't have any wear outs on engine. You don't have any wear outs on brake. You don't have any wear outs on oil. You don't have any wear outs on, I don't know. You don't have it. So for the costs after the sale, this car is really by far the most efficient car that you can get. By far. So for me, and also if you are in Germany, you don't pay any taxes for 10 years. So this car is really amazing. You pay only insurance, and the casco insurance means like the insurance that pays you also when you hit somebody. For a whole year is between 800 and 1,000 bucks. So that's pretty cool. But let's get back, David. Oh, David, change to the front view. Or Roberto. Check that out, guys. Coming over a beautiful bridge here.
Look at that. Norway likes bridges. They like building nice bridges. Look at this.
Very nice. Beautiful.
There you are with us over the nice Norwegian bridge here. So
coming on to the E6.
Oh, the legendary E6. It's the Route 66 of Norway.
Of Norway, that's right. We just took a detour a little bit onto the E3, which is also really pretty.
Yeah.
Really
but
beautiful.
Not comparable.
Not comparable to this humongous, long, 2,500 kilometer road.
Exactly.
Which is the E6. Merging in.
I'll overtake you. There we are. So, yeah, right now, we will go to the next supercharger stop, and well, where were we? Like I lost track.
Well, were there any more questions?
Oh no! Oh yeah. So the Tesla takes no fluids. No, it doesn't take any fluids. The only fluid that you can refill there directly is a fluid for the windshield. When you just want to when the wipers need a little water, that's what you refill. Everything else is made like, sure, you have braking fluid and all that kinds of stuff. You'll have that, but how often do you change that? You don't. See?
Some brake fluid must be inside the car.
Of course it is. But how often do you change brake?
Battery water.
Battery?
Battery water. Yeah, that's not the same type of battery in here.
Yeah, I know.
It's a good one. I love it.
By the way, we found a way to extend our range. When we put all our batteries together and plug it into the USB ports, then the car guy has 10 kilometer more range. That's the secret of our world record.
I tell you. And you just hear the battery go. You hear the Tesla go.
Nice.
Some extra juice.
It's so juicy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
now,
it's a different way of driving, guys. It's and I believe it's the driving of the future. Really, it's electric driving. It's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, right now we are on the famous E6, and we will head to Eidsvoll. And let me just check for you. Eidsvoll is almost the last charger in Norway. So far, I can tell you now, so far the charging time is 2:45:01, the total charging time. So we will stay below 3 hours as the other team did as well. But as we just said, on our calculations, we are 10 to 12% behind calculation due to bad weather and heavy, difficult conditions. Right now, as the numbers come in good conditions, right now we are below our expectations. So let's see how it all plays out. We can only tell you there are a few soft points that still have to play out the way we expect them to play out, and then this will be a huge thing for everybody, because there are, let's say like this, there is a lot of potential. So what else?
We are now driving in AP2 mode. This means automatic drive.
Exactly. We are trying to use it when we can, because we also have to say that sometimes it's a little bit tricky when you go into AP2 and you come around the corner and there's a sign at the roadside or something. Then you have the problem that the car sometimes does certain brakes, and we had the situation that one time it did a full brake and the whole technology in the car was flying around and going crazy. So yeah, we try to avoid that. So we don't use the AP on the E6, not on this kind of E6. The E6 now is in the south, and the E6 is something different to the E6 in the north. Let's say there's a northern country E6, and there's an E6 in the south. People that were already in Norway, they can confirm what I'm just saying right now. The E6 in the north of the country has nothing to do with a let's say highway that you would think of as a normal person. It's a little bit different. It's whiny. It's sometimes really tiny. It's sometimes bumpy. It's a different sport.
Yeah, and it's real steering, man. I just see it now again, guys. We're back on a highway. Hey, it's
exactly.
Like the first time in 2,500 kilometers.
You're on the highway.
That we're on the highway.
Yeah.
It's amazing. In 2,000, right? Not I say 2,500. In 2,000 kilometers that we're back on the highway. That's cool.
Yeah. More. Okay.
So yeah, it's really good. And so with that comes the fact that you can drive with the automatic pilot again.
Exactly.
Which is very relaxing.
Absolutely.
It really takes the stress out of driving. See that? So the Tesla is driving itself now. I have my hands on the steering wheel to make sure that Tesla knows that I have my hands there and I'm paying attention.
The Tesla is all-wheel drive, Elijah. Thanks for your question. What is a Tesla? 4-wheel, 2-wheel? The Tesla is all-wheel drive, but there's an option. Like, it was an option. Right now you can only buy 75 and 100. They're all D. That means like they all are 4-wheel drive. They have two engines. They have two engines. One on the front axle, one on the back axle, the rear axle, and from there you go. So the car that we are in is a 4-wheel drive. My car also is 4-wheel drive. Otherwise, you could not bring the power to the street. Is there a drive chain? No. The engine is directly connected to the axle. There are there are a bunch of funny asymmetrical bridges coming up that our kids thought were funny. Yeah, just we can.
Nice.
If you want to, we can put the car back on the. Oh yes, pretty well. We can put the car back on the road when the bridges come.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So there are funny asymmetrical bridges. We noticed them as well. It's also beautiful here is that the fences, the Leitplanken, let me say what this is.
Guardrails.
Guardrails.
The guardrail, the guard railing, the crash barrier. Yeah, the crash barrier is here on this highway. Is like more like I guess is it made of wood? No, it's made of steel, right? Or
I think this one's wood.
no, it's steel because it lands on top. But it looks really like a little garden fence. So this is really a beautiful thing. It makes this all really like on holidays.
Weather is really nice right now.
Weather is really nice.
It's a nice calm evening.
Yeah.
Not a lot of wind. That's what you get.
How fast are you currently driving? Yeah. Exactly. Mark is saying. Okay, let's go first things first. Riani, she is asking, how fast are you currently driving? Right now we are driving 100 kilometers an hour. And you can also follow the velocity of the car. The speed is always live on efficiencytour.com. There's a red square on the top saying we are now live. If you click on that, you can see the car position and the speed. By the way, the battery that is shown there.
We are going into a tunnel.
Yeah, the battery that is shown there has nothing to do with the battery of the car. It is the battery of the transmitter. So don't be scared or confused. We are not always driving with 100%. Yeah, but I guess this tunnel here has the network coverage.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah.
No,
it does not.
Yeah, coming back on. Slow. Bear with us. Again.
We're back up. Yeah, so we are driving in the Norwegian sunset, the last day in Norway for us. It has been really a challenging time. In the beginning it was only pleasure, I have to say that. The weather was great, the landscape's great, still great. But I also have to say that the conditions that we met here, they were really, really challenging. Really challenging. And I have to say, I'm quite a bit happy that we leave the country right now. Not because I don't like the country, I love it here, it's really beautiful. The weather is something that's kind of really challenging, and I want to come back to, I want to go get closer to the south, because I love heat, and I also love to do, I would love to achieve the world record, as I guess a few persons in this car as well, and I want to get closer to the destination. That's all, you know. Had enough of Norway, like
Tarifa, here we come.
Exactly, Tarifa, here we come. We want to get it going. Now, look, watch it. It's really beautiful there. You have the water to the right. You have the stones and the hills to the left, and you have the freeway in the middle. It's beautiful here. It really is beautiful.
It is, definitely.
I hope you can see it pretty well. Let me just check. Yeah, the quality is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Guys, this is driving so good.
Oh man, the quality today is really good. You can actually see the signs.
Shall I show?
No.
Das wird auch nicht schlecht.
It is driving really nice.
Yeah.
So you can see the quality better now?
Yeah. This is Norway's largest lake you are driving past now. Oh yeah, when we look at the... Yeah, really?
Good to know.
Thank you, Jason. Jason Harrell, our, let's say, our internal informant.
What is that?
Thank you, Jason. David? Yeah, perfect. Pretty well. Reaction. Because it's breaking again. Now you saw the situation. Did you now? It's pretty well. You were pretty good. You were live on a situation where the autopilot wanted to break us down because you saw the truck. You saw the truck that was exiting to the right. This truck made the autopilot brake, and so we have to take human control into consideration every once in a while. Norway's largest lake. Jason, do you know something about the lake? How large is it?
What's the name? What is it called?
You can see how it's called here. It's called
Mechosa. He already said
Mjøsa. Mjøsa.
There's that.
I think that's how it's
I have it here.
pronounced.
I have it here. He wrote it in the chat.
Nice.
Battle.
Yes, okay.
Click on the right side of the square. Perfect. We got it. Mjøsa.
Mjøsa.
There's that.
I'd have to Google the info. Jason. Oh, another Tesla.
See the Tesla? Yeah, that will be a familiar sight for us
It's a
right now.
90D. It's the model that I drive. 90D. Yeah, exactly. David is absolutely right. It will be a familiar sight because this Teslas, I have to say, Norway is full of it. Norway is really full of it. I've never seen so many Teslas as in Norway. Do you feel the autopilot pushing the wheel?
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, so it's just
Jason, the lake's freshwater, is it? Of course,
Yes,
otherwise
it
wouldn't
is.
be. Yeah, sure.
Otherwise it would be like
with salt fish inside.
Alright guys, I am excited for this next stop. Are you guys too?
Oh yeah,
Very excited.
because we get something to eat.
Yeah. We are now in Eidsvoll Kommune.
By the way, I just got an email. I don't know if you got it too. For those who are using the app Charge Map, the app Charge Map now has been developed, and it is a big update there. New mobile app, they say, Charge News. With a wider range of features and regular improvements, the Charge App Map iOS and Android app has been reskinned with a fully revised user interface. Discover all the new features by updating to the latest version. I can only tell you, and this is not, we are not getting paid by Charge Map in any matters or in any ways. Charge Map for me is one of the best apps if you are looking for a plug that to charge your electric vehicle. So that is really it's really amazing. You find all kinds of categories there, and all restaurants and all those charge possibilities that you have at IKEA or wherever. So we are entering a tunnel again. I hope you can stay with us. Let's see. Seems to work. Here we are, back again.
Back again. Back out of the tunnel.
Exactly. Live control room. Live since 1 hour 16, really. Oh man, thank you. That's because the government gives you very good incentives to own electric cars. Like no import duty, no toll fees, no yearly registrations, ability to drive in special lanes in Oslo, etc.
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's why there are so many Teslas and other electric cars here. About Mjosa from Wikipedia. From its southernmost point at Minnesund in Eidsvoll to its northernmost point, Lillehammer, it is 117 kilometers long, and at its widest, near Hammer, it is 15 kilometers wide.
Wow.
It's a 365 square kilometers. It is 365 square kilometers in area, and its volume is estimated at 56 cubic kilometers.
Wow.
Normally, its surface is 1 to 3 meters above sea level, and its greatest depth is 468 meters. A total coastline of 273 kilometers.
Wow. That's interesting.
Thank you, Jason, for the information. It's always good to have local information on where you are driving. Probably we should take that into consideration, and when we do our live streams and we drive somewhere special, that we check out some information from the internet and give the people the opportunity to see where we're at in the live stream, in the camera up front, and also give some information about the spot. Could be a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, look what's there. Thank you, Jason. So we are 15 kilometers. Oh, Jason says great idea. We will do that. So we will try to estimate when we are in a special spot and go live and probably tell you about certain spots, because we should take that opportunity as we are driving through whole Europe.
The whole of Europe, that's
Yeah.
right. We'll see a lot of things. All from the highway, of course, but
Yeah.
still.
Exactly. Okay, guys, so far we would say we are on since 1 hour and 19 minutes right now. We will have to say goodbye for the night. We have to do a little preparation. We will pick up Jason's food and it will be astonishing. We will make a video about that. We promise there will be a thank you video for Jason especially, because that is amazing. Yeah, we would say thanks for joining so far. We say goodbye for the last time from Norway. Tomorrow when you have the live stream with us, we will probably already be in Germany and in Hamburg, around that, yeah, the area of Hamburg. We say again thank you for joining, for supporting us. Thanks Jason again for the support. It's in the bridge at the end of the lake. Glomma starts here. Oh, okay, Glomma. It's the bridge at the end of the lake. In front of us you see the bridge at the end of the lake.
There we go.
Yeah, so thanks very much for joining. Thanks very much for your support. Regards, kisses and love to all our friends and families, everybody who supports us, everybody who's with us, all those encouragements that we receive also during the day via email, via everything. Thanks to our supporters on the car. There are a bunch of companies that support us financially. Thank you for that. You made this thing possible. You made this whole event happening. So
It's really nice to have these chats with people here. We
Yeah.
don't see you, but we hear your questions. It's really nice that you're supporting us in this way.
exactly,
Awesome.
exactly. We say goodbye for today. Have a great night, everybody. Get some sleep. Sleep well. We see each other tomorrow. We will do some editing. We are starving also for Jason's food, and we hope to see you all tomorrow on the live stream with a few updates, with a nightly vlog that we are planning to release in the morning. We hope that there's a possibility to cut it all and edit it all, because it's a lot of work, but we will try. So,
And don't forget
to
we're going for
yeah, and don't forget to go
For the world record.
Guys, it's been a pleasure as always.
Thanks, guys.
And we talk to you tomorrow.
See you later.
Have a great night.
Talk
Bye.
to you later.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.